My name is April, and I'm here today with a brand new podcast. I don't know what to say. My name is April. I'm here today with Grain Podcast. I'm going to be your host, and we're going to talk about everything about photography, weddings, and yeah, I'm so excited. I never knew that I would be the podcast type of girl. I've always listened to podcasts. And I've always missed a podcast that's like, it feels like you're with your big sister on FaceTime. So, this many people asked me for it. This many. If you're not on YouTube and you're just on Spotify, I'm holding up the zero sign because fucking zero people asked me to do a podcast. But I am a white woman with a very high ego. So, here we are. And we're making a podcast. So, I don't know what else to say besides let's just jump right to it. If my English is a little bit weird, it's because I'm not from here, and we will get into that as well. So, the reason why I'm making a podcast is I have a little sister, which I love. And I always like FaceTiming with her, but I don't have a big sister to FaceTime, So I'm hoping I can, and I'm a loser too, so I don't have any friends to FaceTime either. So I'm hoping I can be like this little big sister friend that it feels like you're on FaceTime with me. This is going to be streaming on Spotify for free. I'm going to try to upload at least once a week. And then I'm also going to upload these on YouTube with the video. I'm not sure about the video just yet, but I think it's fun. I think it's fun getting myself out of the comfort zone. If I sound a little bit breathy, I'm an anxiety girly. I'm a little bit anxious. It's my first time making anything like this. So yeah, we can just kind of start with the basics. Why am I here? Why the fuck did I make a podcast? And what is this podcast supposed to give you? So, if you're like me, I'm a person that just really loves listening to podcasts. And please listen to this podcast. I spend so much fucking money on this neon sign that you probably cannot see, on this fuck-ass microphone. Do you know how much time I spent setting that up? Do you know how hard it is to set up stuff and not ask my husband to be like, John, can you position my camera a little bit? And our dog today too was just running around all over here. I'm trying to record podcasts and she's just like, Mike Luna, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to do something here. So now I finally got some peace and quiet. So this is going to be the first episode. Oh my God. Well, my name is April Shivers. I am originally from Europe. My mom is Bulgarian and my dad is from Norway. And we have lived kind of all over our entire life. I moved a little bit here and there, did photography for quite a while. And then I met my husband, Jonathan. That made me get a visa and move here. That sounded so transactional. That's not. It was much more romantic than that. And yeah, when I came here, I worked like a day or two at a hotel. And I was like, oh my God, I did not come to the States to work for petty people. It was horrible, to be honest. So I just quit. I was like, you know what? My husband, he can take care of shit. And he did. He inspired me because I've always taken photos my entire life. And we'll also go a little bit more into depth on how and why I chose weddings to be my full-time thing. I'm a horrible podcast host. Like, I haven't told you guys anything about any introduction. Oh my God. Anyway, my husband, Jonathan, he's just like, oh, maybe you should just kind of do photography. That's such a big thing here. Everyone books family sessions, which is not really a big thing in Europe. It's sometimes, but not as big as it is here. And I didn't think anything of it. And as a European coming to the States for the first time, I don't know, Amazon Prime. No one told me that is such an amazing thing. Oh my God, I love Amazon Prime. And I love spending money. So I just also wanted to do something else. And coming from Europe to the States, you don't have a credit card. You don't have a credit score. In Europe, everything's walkable. So I was skinny Bella Hadid. And then coming here, everything's just like fast and fast food and calories, and you can't walk anywhere. You have to have a fucking car and a truck. And I was just like, oh my God, that's a lot. So it took some time for me to just like establish myself, and I didn't even have like a social security number. So it was just super hard for me to do anything without being dependent of my husband. And as the white, strong, feminist, independent woman that I am, I wanted to be independent of my husband. I didn't want it to seem like, oh, you're another European coming to the States when getting a green card. It's just like, shut the fuck up. I don't need TRICARE. I'm from Norway. That's the best fucking healthcare in the world. I do not come here for TRICARE. I come here for my husband, my male white husband. So that's that. And then I started taking photos, mainly family sessions, and $50 here and there, that does become, $1,000 in the long run. I like doing family sessions, and then I did a few styled wedding shoots, and I got booked for one wedding, which I really enjoy doing. Excuse me. I really enjoy doing weddings. And with that, I kind of just kept that ball rolling. I posted on TikTok. I had one TikTok blow up, and that just like kept me booked out for 2027 and 6. So yeah, here I am with a very boosted ego thanks to TikTok and my wonderful clients, and my mom too. My mom will like everything I put on Facebook. She will be my biggest supporter. So thanks to that woman, I have an incredibly high ego. So yeah, that's why I'm here. I thought it was very interesting. When I'm at weddings, people tend to ask me things, and we get into conversation because I'm a very outgoing person as well. So at weddings, I do tend to sit and chat with people, and everyone's so sweet, and everyone feeds my ego because everyone's so interested in what I am and what I do, and the whole shebang. So it's very fun for me to talk about myself. I sound so narcissistic. I promise I'm not. But this isn't a podcast about me. The podcast, eventually, that's what we're going to go next to, is basically about weddings, what you can do as a bridal couple, and then photographers as well. So I'm basically just going to talk a little bit about my life. We're going to have segments. Yes, I'm that organized. We're going to have one segment that's just called BTS, a day in my life. What have I done recently from week to week? Just kind of updating you on the different photo shoots, the different engagement shoots that I've done, the different weddings, what kind of stood out to me. Because I have so many fun weddings, and I need somewhere to talk it out to. I've been wanting to do blogs, but I kind of noticed that people don't really read them that much. Correct me if I'm wrong, but at least I wanted to just kind of try it out and see what works the best. And I feel like podcasts you can kind of have on in the background and listen. And if you're a person planning a wedding, or if you're a photographer shooting weddings, or if you're a photographer planning your own wedding, I think this podcast is perfect for you. It's kind of perfect for everyone. This just sounds like this huge jerk off ring. Like, I promise you I'm not narcissistic. In the first episode of a podcast, I'm going to have to talk about myself. So here we are. If you see me on YouTube that I'm looking over, I'm just looking at my laptop, so I organize my thoughts here. But yeah. I'm a full-time wedding photographer. I've been doing weddings for a little bit over a year now, and I really like it. And we can kind of go into a little bit why I am doing weddings and how I dabbled into it and how that made me go fully booked, and kind of why I did photography. So I'm 25. I'm a 2000s baby. So, and oh my god, I don't know if you guys know, but like the Tumblr days, the 2012-13, I loved being on Tumblr. I loved Lord, I loved chokers, I loved Arctic Monkeys, striped t-shirt. I fucking ate it up. I loved it so much. And me, as this fat chunky loser that had nothing, I wanted to be that so bad. Oh my god. I wanted to be a teenager so bad in that period. And I had this little DSLR camera, and I just took it around everywhere. I took photos, and that's kind of where my love for photography started out. And then when I was like 15, 16, I started getting boyfriends. I started running around. And that's me living in Norway. So I started taking photos of like my boyfriend bands and stuff like that. I really enjoyed that high tempo environment of like, you can fuck up the shot. The shot is right there. You either take it or you leave it. And I think that's what kind of sparked my love for photography. That's not like in this sterile environment. I just take the photo and I go. The documentary part of it. And then once I grew up a little bit more, when I was like in my early 20s, right before COVID hit, I used to sneak into festivals. I used to like act like I got the job like as a security guard or fucking bartender, whatever. And I had like my camera and I just bolted. I went and took photos because I had the backstage pass. The balls I had at that age, oh my God. And I used to have I don't know if it's like the audacity actually to email people and be like, hey, do you need a photographer? And I was, mind you, I'm 17, 18, and I'm emailing Cardi B's manager, Travis Scott's manager. Do you think they fucking need a little tween bitch to take their photos? No, they did not. But I did it. And guess what? Some said yes. They said, yeah, you can take photos the first 3 songs. So I guess the moral of the story and kind of the inspiration from the photographer world and the podcasting here is just like, you're always gonna lose every single opportunity that you don't take. And I know that this is super like David Goggins. I'm not trying to be like a motivational podcast because there's way too many of that. Excuse me, I just ate dinner, so I'm just like this burpy mess. But yeah, I just was so ballsy. I took every chances. In my head, the worst I could get was a no. And even then I was like, but are you sure? That sounds very wrong, but you know what I mean. So I did actually photograph a lot. I snuck around. I took my chances. I was ballsy. And this was pre-COVID, so people weren't like as stern then. So I did photograph a lot of very big artists like SZA, Cardi B, Kendrick Lamar, Travis Scott, Brockhampton. Oh my God, do people remember Brockhampton? That was like my shit back in the day. So yeah, that was like incredibly fun to do. It was just like so high paced. Everyone was so nice. It was such a cool community. I think in some communities it was like a lot of drugs, which I don't enjoy at all. Like when I'm at work, I'm at work. Not that I'm saying that I do it besides work, but you know, I want the work environment for me to be comfortable. And after COVID, obviously locked down quite a bit. I did some like, what did I do? I was like a kindergarten teacher, not a kindergartner. Just everything to get by, really. I got so fucking bored in Norway of just like working. It's so cold. If you don't know where Norway is, it's really, really cold. And then I met Jonathan, moved here, started taking family photos, and then dabbled into wedding photography. So I think the documentary style of it the documentary style of concert photography really transferred very well here to weddings. I really enjoy the high-paced environment. I love standing many, many hours on my feet and just having like a long work day. It being so flexible and weird times that I can sleep in on a Monday, I am off on Tuesday, and then I work on Wednesday, and then I have Saturday and Sunday off. Like, that's just so... I really enjoy this job. It's not a job someone gives me, it's my company. I have a business. I'm a business owner. So I'm very proud to say that. You probably hear it in my voice that I'm like smiling quite a bit. I really enjoyed this job. One thing I feel like I could never do is go back to a 9-to-5 because I've done it so much. Even as a 25-year-old, like I feel now that I have wedding photography full time, I can wake up whenever the fuck I want. I can work with whoever I want, which is a huge thing because, I don't know, I used to work at Subway. You meet the same shitty people every day. You meet the same shitty customers. You can't really do too much about it because there's like a management above you. I hated that. I hated that I needed to do this, and if I request time off, they can say no. And I'm not shitting on anyone that, works a 9 to 5. I praise you, or like my husband, he's in the military. He goes fucking in the field. If you want to be sick one day, there's a commander that can come and be like, no, the fuck you're not. So there's many good things about my job, but there's also some negative things, but nothing that's like super significant that affects me. I think doing family session more as a photographer affected me more because it was just so many people and so many conversations, and I had to repeat myself so much, and with children too. I used to be a kindergarten teacher, so I'm good with kids, but I can't parent your children either. I'm not saying that every single client I've had has been bad, but it was just very exhausting. And people, at least here in Washington, so I'm based right next to Seattle in Washington. We live on the military installation. I think people here are very entitled and kind of rude. We have been traveling a lot around, and Jonathan, my husband's family, they're from Florida. Once we go there, I think it's just like so much nicer. I love it there so much. Everyone's so nice. And I'm a very tattooed person. Like on YouTube, you can see that I have like hand and neck tattoos. And on my Instagram too, you'll see that. Everyone that books me knows that I'm a tattooed person. So in Florida, I get stared at a little bit. Here, I don't as much. But people are very rude. They're very cheap and they're very entitled. I'm not talking about everyone, but that's at least the observations that I've had. So, that's kind of why I want to create a podcast. I'm just kind of repeating myself, but I've always really loved listening to podcasts. I think I have so many fun experiences that I do want to talk about. And if no one listens to it, then fine. I'm okay with that. I just want to talk. I'm a big fucking loser that don't have friends, so I might as well talk to a camera. And then, there's going to be different segments, like I said earlier. It's going to be the weekly BTS, where I just kind of catch up on my life, what I've done. The wedding corner, where we kind of go over things of you as a bride and groom or non-binary, what you guys would want to do in weddings, what's tips and tricks, what is things that I noticed from the last wedding that I really enjoyed, or just like wedding stories that can be like super fun. I think in the future I might have some guests. I'm unsure, but I will see. And then I'm also planning to have top 5. Top 5 is basically just like, it's so dumb and lame, but it's just like this top 5 things that I'm rating. It can be literally anything. Top 5 dinners I've eaten this week. Top 5 weddings that I've done at all times. Top 5 rudest things someone has said to me. So I do have quite a lot of fun things and a lot of fun content saved up for you guys. I'm very excited. I think this is going to be a very good way for me to connect with my clients now, my future clients, anyone that's listening on Spotify, everyone that's watching on YouTube, you as a photographer, or you as, someone that's planning your own wedding. Besides that, I kind of want to just chat a little bit about why the theme of the wedding, because me and my husband, we've been married for almost 3 years. I really enjoy being married. We had our wedding this December. You see that ring? You see the rock? We had a really good wedding. I really enjoyed it. And there's also a lot of things that I learned planning my own wedding, planning others' wedding, helping people with their timeline, seeing stuff from other weddings that I can kind of help, I don't know, not prevent, but if there's anything that I know, it is weddings. I've done 40 weddings in my time so far. So if I can help with some advice, again, no one fucking asked for this, but I'm still gonna do it. I think that'll be nice. And it doesn't have to be like anything negative every single episode, but I think it can also be something positive that, oh my god, I saw this wedding favor or this wedding invite or this bride, she bought her wedding invites on Canva. This and this and this. She did this. This is a photo booth from this website. If I can recommend anything to anyone, I'm gonna do that, because I wish I had a podcast like this when I was planning my own, you know? And for the photographers as well, I'm not gonna get too geeky into it, but I'm gonna do a few episodes about just like my favorite gear, what to do when you're feeling creative, bummed out. Like, I'm doing weddings full time. But in off seasons like this here in Washington, it does snow and it's pretty cold. So, I mean, I wouldn't have my own wedding in February here either. So, this is considered an off season. I do tend to have creative photo shoots, which was actually really fun. I met yesterday someone, her name is Kenna. Shout out Kenna. She was so cute. She drove all the way from Seattle to Tacoma. And we went to Titlow Beach. And then we just kind of took a bunch of photos. I've seen it on Pinterest with, you hold the photo, here's your flash, and then you put red tape on your flash. So when the flash goes off, it's red. And I think that looks so good. And there was a bunch of seagulls, and we took photos, and she was in bridal attire. And then I really just enjoy that as a photographer, just being able to see something on Pinterest or Instagram, be inspired by it, and then do it. I think that is just so awesome, and I'm really excited to do more weddings, but I'm also excited to do more just like styled planned shoots like that. It does add a lot of engagement on TikTok, so I really for sure enjoy doing that. And yeah, besides that, I don't know what else to say. I think that kind of concludes the first episode. Thank you so much for listening. That's a little bit about me, who I am, what is my goal with this episode. I am going to talk about more weddings, more film, analog film, more photography. If you want to dabble into photography, I encourage everyone to do that. It's so fun. I wish I can encourage everyone to dabble into weddings too, but you kind of can't. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. I will try to post every single week. You can catch me on SHIVRSHOTS Photography on Instagram and Grain Podcast on YouTube and Spotify. Thank you so much. I'm super excited to see you next time, and have an amazing fucking week. Bye.